All right, well, I have something a little different for you guys today. I have in front of me my older 2017 model Samsung 55-inch TV. We recently upgraded to a 65-inch only because we started noticing some purple haze areas on the screen, about 4 or 5 different places, and I believe it's the backlight that is the culprit. I went online and I ordered the backlight kit for this. Hopefully we don't break anything taking this thing apart and fixing it. But I did put the stand on here temporarily just to set it up right. Hopefully I can show you guys what's going on. We're going to hook it up to the She-Hulk here, get a white background, and hopefully you'll see that purple haze to it. But it's a smart TV. It might be worth the, I think it was like $50 or $60 I paid for the actual backlighting. So, I mean, just to get a TV like this is still going to cost you, from Samsung that is, still going to cost you $400, $500, $600 at least. Let me stand this thing up. I'm going to show you what's going on. Then we're going to rip this thing apart. Stay right there. All right, now as we can see here on the monitor, if you can see these highlighted areas that I'm kind of going over right here, there's a blob of purple right here. There's one right here. There's a little bit up in this corner. A big one down here. And I think that's about it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 spots where I believe the backlight is just not coming through correctly and the bulbs on the backlights have reached the end of their lives. So at this point, we're going to take it apart and do a repair and see if we can fix it. Very small area here for my tools, but we got our iFixit kit and the Fantic electric screwdriver, which we're going to be using to take this whole thing apart. I figured maybe I can use this cutout area. It's got little raised indents, and any kind of screws or anything we'll kind of try and separate the best we can. All right, so it looks like we have screws on the entire edge. Can't tell. Yep, looks like we got screws there. And we got a screw here, 3 back here. Looks like 1 here, 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 and here. And hopefully the back comes off. I don't know how easy. Never done this before, and I have not looked up how to take this apart. So we're going to give it a try before I go ahead and do any kind of research. It will be off camera because I don't have time to video me doing research. So just to bear with that. So let's go ahead and take the, I guess let's take the perimeter off and we'll set those in a separate area. And hopefully all the screws are going to be the same length. That's the most important thing, is to remember where the screws go by length also. All right, we're going to put all of these screws right in that tray. And we're going to go left to right, so like you're reading. So I'm going to start like I'm writing a book. We're going to go left to right, top to bottom. So then I go in reverse as I'm putting it back together. Just something that I feel might work for me. These look identical. There is no screws there. Nothing there. That is if you were going to mount it on the wall. I just kind of realized that. So it looks like just 2 screws in the center that appear to be the same exact screws. And then these 3 screws. These screws look identical also, which is a good thing. In case they do get screwed up or disorganized, I know exactly where they're going to go. Okay, so we have all the screws out, I believe. And yeah, I'm guessing this is not going to come up real easy. So I'm going to have to get some spudge tools. And I know some of you are cringing out there because maybe you've taken this apart and you're like, no, you should have it flipped around the other way or something like that. And you're supposed to use this and do this first. I don't know. Never taken one of these apart. All right, so I do not have any large ones, but we have a couple of small ones here that we're just going to see if we can get in a corner here and see if we can pry up or do something with this. Maybe the bezel has to come off first. I'm not, oh, look at that. Oh, there we go. Ha! Look at that. Let me try this other corner. Oh, that looks like it might come right up. But the back is not coming up. Maybe sometimes I've done it on monitors where the smaller portion has to come like this and you kind of have to just get it off the clips. Let me give it a try here. Make sure I'm not, oh, I'm missing 2 screws, guys. So I'm glad I didn't pry anymore. You probably laughed and you saw the holes. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, you can kind of see where the holes are, so watch, this thing's gonna come right off now. Okay, let's give it a try now. Ah, that's coming up now. There we go. I'm probably gonna take pictures along the way so I can remember how it goes back together. And it's a good idea for you to do that if you're doing this for the first time. Now, over here is your high-powered circuit board. This is going to be your lower power and your control board, you know, for your outputs, inputs, outputs. Just kind of an FYI of what these boards are. Sometimes they have a third board, but I think these are the LED drivers, if I'm not mistaken. If I look down here, not quite sure, but I do believe both of these are the LED drivers. So we're going to disconnect that right from this board. And I want to be ginger with these connections for a couple different reasons. I don't have anything to replace them with. And also, they can be brittle because of age. There we go. It's one connection. All right, that comes right off like that. It just slips in there like that. And that's apparently where one of the screws go. Oh, you know what? I'll bet you this is missing a screw. Because I don't think that's supposed to just come out like that, but it's got a hole where a screw could have went in right here. Yeah, and some of these cables are like out. I mean, I guess it could have been from the move that we did, or even delivery. But we have our infrared sensor that's got to come off. That's pretty scratched up, actually. Then I'm going to take this right off of this board, I think. Or should I leave it on the board? Leave as much connected to the board and just remove the board. I can leave that to that board. This driver. All right, these drivers just pop out. But wait a minute. What are they driving? What is this for? It says right and left. It's like I'm confused because it doesn't go to anything. I don't know what these are for then. Maybe this has got something under it. I gotta be careful. Nope. This has got nothing under it either. So I have got zero clue what these are for. I thought they were the LED drivers. This one says left. This one says right, which is backwards. So you have to think about it as the TV. If you were looking at it on the TV side. I just want it to come off of one side or the other. I don't care which side. And that way I can leave the other side connected. See, a lot of this tape and stuff has come undone. All right, so this board can actually come off. Maybe this all can just stay on here. I really don't even know. So let me just attempt this. Grab myself a little seat. That way I can work on these cable ribbons, or the ribbon cables, and they just got to pop up here. It's kind of funny that they're real loose. But those should just pop up like that. We should be able to take that out. Now these should be for the backlights. There we go. So we're going to leave these ribbon cables hooked up to this board. But I'm not sure how this board actually comes off. Be quick. Oh, it looks like it pushes. I could be wrong, but yeah, it looks like it pushes or something. Or maybe I have to push something down? Huh. I'm not quite sure. Oh, okay. It looks like there's a little lip here. This has got to get, yep, picked up just over top of that. Then it pushed over. Okay. All right. And I'm going to try and be careful not to touch a bunch of the circuitry because I am standing on a rug. So we want to be kind of careful with this. It shouldn't hurt it, but you never know. The only thing left is this guy right here. I don't know. It's got some little clips here. Got it. All right. So that actually came out pretty easy. Looks like I can take the bezel off though pretty easily now. All right, that came off actually pretty easily and no problems there. But I gotta take this bezel off. All right, basically now I need to go under here and wherever this bezel is, I just need to find the clips. It's not as easy without any light. All right, now I've got it going here a little bit. There's one there, there's one here. Wait, yeah, run right here. There we go. There we go. Got it. Okay, bezel coming off. All right, this is where it could get very touchy because this is a glass panel, and if this thing cracks or breaks, then we're done. I'll probably still post a video anyway if I do break it, just to keep things interesting on the channel. But what I need to do is I can't really flip it again, not easily. But I need to somehow transfer this, move it over, but I don't have like another table. I got to figure this thing out. All right, look at what we got here. I was able to grab my stepson and we gingerly put it on this table. So now this glass piece is there. So now we can focus on this piece again. All right, I do have you guys back just a little bit further, but like I said, we got the bezel off. We got the glass over there. It was very tough because there was only two of us, and he's 10 years old. So I had him on this side, and he was lifting on the little pieces that you may or may not have saw, but he was lifting here. But if I lift on the other side, there's too much weight, and it created a big bow. And I didn't want to chance it, so I leaned over as far as I could, and basically I grabbed like this corner, and then I grabbed way over here in the center to help keep it as flat as possible. And we set it really carefully on that table with a nice soft cloth on the back side. And now we have to take this second bezel piece off, or whatever the heck it is. And so we can take this white backboard off, or whatever the heck it's I think it's translucent. So basically if we were to power this back up, we'd probably see the blue, maybe, or some of the LEDs not spitting out the correct color. But anyway, yeah, let's try and get this bezel off. All right, I'm just looking on the side here. Oh, that's actually pretty easy. I can do it by hand, no tools. I'm just pushing up, and look at that, it comes off very easily. And all right, so this is, I guess, this side of the TV, and I want to keep them all, actually, matter of fact, I might just keep them right where they are, right there. Okay, so I do have to pay attention also because the outsides go over top of the ones like this. It does not appear to be broke. I thought I broke this. Good. Okay, that one comes off just slightly different. Go to the other side. I'm just going to feel here, hopefully. Thought I could. There it is. This one is a little different. So This inner one, in case I have to go back and look on the camera, that one goes towards the front. Now these sheets, I think I'm going to lay either on the front of that to keep them flat. So I don't have anywhere else to put them. All right, and here we go. Here is the array of them. Do have to take all these out and at least get down to where I can take this other back panel off. Hopefully these don't break on us, because then I'd have to order some of these, and I didn't get any of these. I thought about it. I said, what could go wrong? Now I need to figure out how to take these pieces out. Oh, I see. There we go. They're just little more clips. There's one. Okay, now I can work on the sides, or the top and bottom, I guess. There we go. We have to be careful of this, because this all needs to go back together. I think it's actually not really sticking to anything. It's the LEDs have these little nipples around them, and it's just taking a little bit of finesse to get them to go up and over past the LEDs. All right, we got this done. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, it's moment for truth, or moment for truth, moment of truth. This is the package. I looked at it once, and they look like they're the right ones, but I haven't opened it until, again, right now. And because we do need to make sure that these are the same things. It does look like we have the correct ones, which this is absolutely amazing. But I do have to pause it here because I have to go to a doctor's appointment. So I'll be right back. Okay, so basically what it's time for is just to put these in and start connecting them. This is not going as smoothly as I wanted it to. I'm wondering if they're a little thicker, because these have little cutouts. Yeah, see, these have cutouts for it, and that's why those slide a lot easier. All right, so on these, you can see that there's like the part of the white is missing on the inside of here. On this one, on the new one, it's all white. So it, I think, makes it a little thicker. You see on the back here how it has it like cut out away from the copper's cut out away from like the PVC. They really made this too tight. These are not OEM, so it's going to cause me a problem. And they're just too tight. That the cutouts for those are just too tight. So either I have to file them down, or this could take me forever, and I might risk popping one of these lenses off. It just won't go. It won't even move. All right, so I finally figured out a solution to my problem here. And to kind of go over the problem again, if in case I edit the other part out and only this takes place, my issue, excuse me, is that the holes, when you're putting these in, they're supposed to go in like so, and then you slide them into its clip over here. But the smaller portion to where it gets tight is too small. So my only solution was to take a razor blade And along the straight edge, I will actually come up and show you. So on this part where they slide in and the hole gets narrower, so the pin goes up through here and then you slide it and it locks in. But the smaller part is too small. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking my razor blade and I'm just shaving off the absolute smallest amount. And you can tell some little curly right there. Just about, you know, a little bit more than that maybe. And that's what I've had to do. And the other part that's helping me out too is I'm putting in the long piece first, then the short piece. I'm not connecting the two at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. And while I'm talking about it here. And the other thing that I found out is all these pins, they're not really, well, they're pins that stick up, but they're molded pins. They're part of this. So they weren't separate. They're almost like dimples that stick up. But there was one missing. This one right here is an actual screw, almost like the dimple or the pin that's sticking up. There was a manufacturing defect. So they drilled a hole and put a screw there. Because I flipped this over and there's nothing there that's holding anything on. So they put a screw there, a screw head to kind of act like the same thing. So I didn't know that until I shaved one of these off. So anyway, this is what I'm doing. Just shaving this. I don't know if you can see the actual shavings coming off here. But this is my last two pieces that I'm putting on. And then I may even attempt to hook up the power board and give it power just to see if they light up. All right, this should do it. I have faith. There we go. It just locked in. Barely. Barely. But I did hear it. Let's give this a shot. Kind of do the same thing here, and I have to guide it in. There. And boom. See how easy that one went in? All right, so I did go ahead and hook up the power board and the control board just to see if the LED lights will come on. I think that's better to do that. The only thing I didn't hook up, and yeah, those were speakers, by the way. I kind of realized that after I took them off, but forgot. I think what we're going to do is just plug this in. I got my infrared right here, but I don't have the LCD panel hooked up, so the only thing I'm looking for is just the white lights. That is it. But I also don't want these shorting out on anything, so I think they're fine. And actually, matter of fact, we'll put those right under there. Looks good so far. I did just see the LEDs flash under there. There we go. They're not on anymore though. Oh, there we go. So they are lighting up. All right, time for reassembly. One thing you want to make sure with these is to have them all underneath the LED. You don't want it sticking up. There was a few that I went around, you could almost hear the seating of the paper. The fronts first, front and back, or front and top, top and bottom. All right, now I'm trying to think of what was next. I can't remember if it was these black pieces next. Now I've got to put these pieces in somehow without breaking them. Hey, look at that. We haven't lost a part yet. Yep, these were supposed to go on after. All right, so it's time to put these guys on, and this could be a little tricky, but we'll get it done. We're gonna lift it right up. Put it right over, just like that. And we're gonna have to move some stuff around and kind of finesse it in here, because they have to go on these little tabs on here. There's these little tabs that stick up in each corner, and well, I say each. Yeah, I'm right here. There's some right in the center and on the edge. So we're ready to actually put this screen back. Well, not yet. We have to put these guys on. So let me start with the back here. Well, you just gotta put it in there. Put it inside the black. Oh, it's going back there. Ooh, how's it in? Is that cornered? Oh, look, good. I know. Okay. Oh. Yeah, it's all banged up, but I think that's... Are you wanting over it? I'm not. No, not hard, but... Is it? Okay, it's going up. Okay, awesome. We got it flipped over again, so now I can go ahead and start assembling the back here. There we go. Now this keeps them protected. I hope those didn't get ruined in any which way or shape or form. And those have little grooves. All right. Everything's looking pretty good now. It's not really a proper head for this. Yeah, that's... Oh, there was not a screw right there. So that is 2 manufacturing defects so far that I've found, where there was a screw holding a screw right here that's not supposed to be there, to what I can see. I don't know. And then there's no screw here. There's no threads. Everything else had a thread. So, okay. Again, yes, these are speakers. So, and remember, the right is the left and the left is the right as we're looking at it like this. So this being the left, we put the right on this side. Which they go in these holes right here, just like that. We put this line down in there like that. And this one goes way over here. Like that. Put this back in here. Let's try to get this panel on, shall we? Everything lines up perfectly. All the screw holes are lining up. All right, let's get this screwed down. All right, last thing I'm going to do here is just put on this stand so we can stand it up and give it a test. Well, do we think that we fixed it? It's plugged in, HDMI is plugged in. I'm going to turn the lights off after we know that the TV actually starts up. There's power. Boom. So far, so good. And we do need to get on HDMI 2. I do need to get the mouse because it's been a while since the She-Hulk has been woken up. And I'm going to tell you right now, but I'll show you, there's no more purple hue. And this is awesome. All right, so now I have the lights. They're on their dimmest. They're not off, but it's okay. And before, I'm really hoping it came out on camera, that there was a purple spot here, 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 and I think down here somewhere. Gone. Very exciting. Well, unfortunately, there are a couple little issues that I did see. So during the reassembly process, I think what happened is some dirt or dust or something got scratched, maybe, potentially. So, can't really see it. Let me try turning this light off again. And there's 2 or 3 spots. It's very, very tough to see. But anyway, I have a spot here, 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 and a little one right there. And I thought there was one other one. I think that might clean off. I think that's part of the outside. But anyway, there's just those few spots right there where I think either it got scratched or some sort of a debris got left behind on the back side, because it's not on the outside here. What are you going to do? First time I ever did something like this, replacing this kind of stuff, it came out pretty good. Next time, I'm not going to take this back apart just for that. This is going to be kind of our second TV for down in the basement, and it's just going to be for playing games and whatnot, or maybe watching a movie occasionally. So not too concerned about that. I just like that it did come back to life, and hopefully we get another, 4 to 6 years out of it. Well, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. In this case, I think it's a definite win, regardless of those, either the scratches or the dust. It might be dust, but I don't know, because things did get moved around a couple of times. It is what it is. I am not going to speculate anymore, because I'm not taking it back apart. The only thing I can say about this is that you do need patience, especially when it comes to all those clips. Just try to understand how things come apart. Be patient, look at things. If you're going to do any kind of prying, do it very lightly and see what happens, but don't force anything, because a lot of things don't need forced. You just need to understand how it comes apart. If you are new here, welcome in, and if you would like to subscribe, hit that subscribe button and then hit that bell icon next to the subscription button to get notified for any future videos that I do make. And help this channel out by giving it a thumbs up. That'll just help the algorithm, supposedly, and show it some love. Show me some love, and comment down below. And until next time, guys, take care.